pretty vague clue, or category anyway. Welcome to the Final Wager. I'm Keith Williams, and it's Thursday afternoon. I saw a lot of Twitter activity last night around 7:30, 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit later on the West Coast. So I'm under the assumption that something happened at the end of this game, whether it's Seth losing or briefly look like they might be tied. He might be tied with, what's her name? Margie going into Final Jeopardy. He picked up the last two. I don't really get Margie's big daily double wager. I like the big wager, that's for sure. But having 11,000 and getting it wrong with 6,000 would still leave with 5,000 and no chance to get back in contention. So might as well go for everything there, I'd say. And then you'd be in the lead no matter what. Here she lost what I assume was a buzzer battle with Seth to get those last two clues. Eric, unfortunately for him, is out. So let's see. Let's do a little analysis here. Where am I? A little confused right now. I don't know why. 15,000 for Seth is going to be his minimum because that's... My computer's really slow right now, apparently. So I'll put that there. And then on the downside, you have 4,000, so you can see Eric can only get to 3,600. That's no good for him, but Margie could wager up to 13,000, and they could keep going back and forth, back and forth. Mind games, 11,000 here, 9,000 here, so on. But then we're just doing the weeds now. At a minimum, Margie will want to wager 4,000. Strange. Seth, if he wants to keep Margie at bay, could wager to 1999. We've seen Seth wager 0 in this situation before. It worked out for him that one time. He might do it again here. I don't know how he feels about economics. A few things surprised me about tonight's game. One was that Xena, the warrior princess, who played her, was valued at 1,600. Maybe that's just my age. But that was a slam dunk for anyone in my generation, I'd say. Especially when you give two other characters that she had played. I don't know how popular they were. I don't really know too much about her life outside of Xena Warrior Princess. But I thought even Laura Linney was a tougher clue, and that was at the 400 spot. And then capital of Armenia. No one knew that. Even one spotted the Y, and that was worth 1,600. Another reason, or another bit of evidence that you should always memorize world capitals, because they tend to be quite profitable. I was pretty excited about that foreigner clue, so much that I actually grabbed my my old keyboard out of the closet just so I could tool around on the chord progression that I learned a long time ago. I love foreigner. You're as cold as ice. I need to warm up better next time. Alright, let's get back to what you all want to see. Well, you could always just turn this off, I guess. Let's see how this Final Jeopardy goes. We've got Alex talking about the contestant search, it looks like. If you're taking tonight's test, best of luck. If you're taking the last two nights, hope that's worked out well.
Is an official status known more informally by these 4 words. 30 seconds, players. Good luck.
I kind of want to write this in the style of MC Hammer, but too legit to quit. Oh, Seth looks like he has it.
All right, Eric, we come to you first. Did you come up with these 4 words? You wrote down, I have...
That's 4 words.
Idea. Well, you've got 4 words.
I knew Alex made it kind of like that.
It'll cost you 1,800. You're down to 0. Let's go to Margie. Jumped on this final. She came up with too big to fail, which is the right response. And the ladies wagered 17,000. She's in the lead with 34,000.
Don't like that wager.
To Seth Wilson, who has already won over 265,000. Did he get the correct response? He did.
He didn't wager enough,
though, did he? More than $5. Well, You're going away a champion. We'll see you in our tournament of champions. 34,000 Margie. Is the new Jeopardy champion. Way to go, Margie. We'll be back tomorrow with her.
I always love seeing the shocked faces on people who take down mega champs or who just win a game for the first time. Thinking back to Elliott's when he beat Vaughn Winchell back in, what was that, early January 2015? Yeah, 2015. And where does the time go? I guess if you couldn't tell from my singing that I did have that right. Seth, $5, I guess, defending against that 2001 wager that he had a similar scenario when he wagered 0 last time, and I guess that was one of those defensive mechanisms to prevent that. You know, sometimes you see in the tournament champions in the quarterfinals people wagering $2 or $3 out of the lead in case someone behind them tries to pass them by $1, and it's worked out in at least one circumstance that I can recall. But yeah, he didn't predict Margie's move correctly here, and Margie would have been okay with 13,000, but extra 4,000, I guess that's good for her. Congrats, and a win's a win. Johnny Gilbert didn't seem too excited to be reading off Seth's name today, but he won't have to anymore. Napoleonic Code, I wrote down because I was in a conversation with someone about how that started the whole odd numbers on one side of the street and even numbers on the other side of the street. I think that's true, unless it's an urban legend that I've been confirming way too many times over the years. And I almost thought we were going to get 2 clues today from Tom Lehrer's Vatican Rag, because genuflection is in there, and with the trans category, I was sad we didn't see transubstantiation, which is the changing of wine into Christ's blood. But I'll take what I can get. If you don't know Tom Lehrer, go check him out. He is brilliant. I think he's still alive, but he did a few really good albums in the 60s. I think he was MIT math professor, and then he just disappeared. Someone finally got in contact with him a couple years ago and interviewed him a little bit, but he's notoriously reclusive. Right now over here, I am packing. I am going to Vermont tonight, so tonight's show, Thursday's show, will probably be done tomorrow. I doubt I'll do it late tonight, but might have some guests, perhaps 4-legged, perhaps 2-legged, or perhaps none at all. And getting ready to run my 4th marathon on Sunday, so that's exciting, and I am just enjoying not having to run all the time and eating what I want, drinking a lot of water. But we'll get to that when the time comes. That's it for me, and we'll see if Margie can start a streak of her own tomorrow. I hope you'll join me then. Well, tonight, Thursday, whenever. Right here on the Final Wager.